right, let's bring in NewsNation legal contributor Jesse Weber. Jesse, I know you've been following this, maybe caught off guard like so many of us were. Jesse, let's just talk about how do we go from Hunter Biden having this, arguably favorable plea deal in place in July. It falls apart. Not even 2 months later now, he's been indicted on federal charges.
Yeah, Nichole, I wasn't necessarily surprised. I mean, when a deal falls apart, you expect the prosecutor to throw the book at the defendant to go forward with the charges. So I wasn't surprised. I think a lot of people thought that the next announcement that would come down with Hunter Biden, that you might see, oh, the gun charges, money laundering, FARA violations. Now, I'll tell you, that may happen down the line. This in no way affects the ability for David Weiss to go further with other charges against Hunter Biden. But with respect to these firearm charges, this is what we expected. Now, I'll tell you, it's a very interesting way to charge Hunter Biden because typically speaking, you don't see somebody who's facing these individual standalone firearms charges. Usually they're tacked on to a bigger case where somebody used the weapon in a crime or somebody who has multiple weapons that they shouldn't have. So as much as you hear people on the right who say, oh, this is a slap on the wrist, this is not justice, you have to also say, if it wasn't Hunter Biden, would he have been charged with these standalone firearms charges? And I think that's an interesting question to observe.
Yeah, it certainly is, Jesse. But let's just talk about, what does this mean? What happens now?
So this goes through the legal process. This could very well go to a jury if, some deal is not reached beforehand. And ultimately, it's a pretty straightforward legal case. I say that putting aside the arguments that you're hearing from Hunter Biden's attorney about the constitutional arguments, saying that, well, there was a New Orleans federal court case that just came down a little while ago where it basically said that if you are a drug user or you've abused drugs, does that mean that you don't have a constitutional right to bear arms? That's an interesting constitutional argument. And maybe they'll have some grounds there. But at the same time, Hunter Biden is not just charged with possession of the weapon. He's charged with lying on that form and lying to the gun shop. And proving that, considering what we know about Hunter Biden's past, should be a relatively easy prosecution, I would imagine. So this is going to continue on. It's going to move through the court case. And ultimately, we may see a jury trial, unless, of course, Hunter Biden chooses for a judge to oversee this case.
All right. So Jesse, let's just talk about the fact that, this relates to gun charges, but we know that plea deal also involved alleged tax crimes as well. What about those? And could we see another indictment, more charges possibly forthcoming?
Nichole, that's a great question. Yes, those tax charges were dropped in Delaware for jurisdictional reasons. So we should be on the lookout that he may be charged with tax violations in Washington or California. They are going to be separate from the gun charge, and that's going to be a separate case. Now, I'll tell you why I say that, because one of the reasons this whole deal blew up is the judge that was overseeing this deal was like, wait a second, you're asking for charges to be withdrawn here, and then you're asking for a non-prosecution agreement. These feel like two separate things. What's my role in all of this? It felt like two completely separate events. And now it is going to be treated as two separate events with tax charges in a different jurisdiction and the gun charges out in Delaware.
So, Jesse, how likely is it, you think, that we end up seeing a plea deal? I know the first one fell apart, but a lot of people say, I just don't believe that the president's son is going to end up, having to spend any actual time behind bars for this. Do you think all of this really just leads to yet another plea deal?
So, well, first of all, we have to say what's the likelihood or when we're going to see a trial. I think they're going to push this out with legal arguments and different motions. As I mentioned, the constitutional argument's really interesting. But what else might come down the road for Hunter Biden? Because if there's really nothing else, there is a chance he might want to try to opt for a plea deal. I think what else David Weiss is looking into may dictate what Hunter Biden and his attorneys decide to do with respect to this gun case and how they want to move forward. But again, they can offer something, but it'll really be up for the prosecution to determine if they want to accept it.
Well, before I let you go, Jesse, another option, let's say this does proceed through the court system. Let's say Hunter Biden is, in fact, convicted. If Joe Biden is president at that time, are we looking at a potential presidential pardon of his son?
He said in the past he wouldn't get involved. Then again, it's his son. I think there's a lot of hoops to go through. And by the way, we have to see what the election looks like, don't we? Because when this case ultimately goes to trial, if Hunter Biden is ultimately convicted, who's going to be the president of the United States? And what is Joe Biden going to do maybe before, if he remains in office, or even before he leaves office, if he's ultimately not elected again, could he issue a preemptive pardon before there's even a verdict? We'll wait and see.
Yes, certainly historic days, Jesse. I feel like we say that every single day. All right.
Yeah, it's funny about that. You're right.
Legal contributor Jesse Weber. Great as always to speak with you. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.